Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're doing a very cool review of a journal. In fact, a homemade journal by Brock Childers, who is the pastor of First Baptist Church in Sibley, Louisiana. Brock is a friend of mine via the interwebs, and he sent me this amazing journal. This is called the Puritan Style Journal for my review and my consideration, and man, I'm so glad that he did that for me. Let me go ahead and give you an overview of the Puritan Journal, and then I'll tell you where you can grab one for yourself online if you're interested. All right, so first of all, this journal is a little bit bigger than my hand, so if you're looking at the size, I'd say it's not quite 9 by 6, maybe 8.5 by 5, something like that. If you have like an ESV thin line Bible, it's going to be about the same size as that dimension. So just so you get a basic overview of the size parameters here. It came really nicely packaged in a piece of parcel paper, kind of like you would find in a high-end Bible. If you've ever purchased a high-end Bible, sometimes they come in a nice parcel paper wrapped up. And what the Puritan Journal is, if we can pull back the fastener right here, is it is a beautiful but simple tri-fold journal made out of hand-dyed leather that Brock does completely by himself. He cuts the leather, he dyes the leather, he burnishes the leather. All of that is in preparation for this and similar journals which he offers. And you can see that the Puritan is trifold, 1, 2, 3 main flaps, but it's essentially all of one piece, excepting here for this nice pocket, which is on your left-hand panel and gives you the opportunity to put an additional piece of information, whether it would be a church bulletin or a sermon outline, something like that, notes, maybe even your credit cards or your driver's license, if you wanted to use this as a versatile, all-in-one compartment container. But you can see that it's set up primarily for journaling, and what he's done here is he has affixed these 4 bands, these elastic bands, which enable you to put in a journal of your own choosing. So the cool thing about this is that you could replace this journal once it's filled up, and you could reuse this leather over and over and over again. If you were to buy journals just like this, just a basic sewn journal fits right into the banding there. And what strikes me as being fairly unique about this journal is that I could use it for any number of things. For instance, let me go ahead and give you a couple of examples. Now, it came with this nice journal, but what say I used my Crossway ESV Journaling New Testament, in which each one of the books of the scriptures are printed individually, sewn and also about the same size. Curiously enough, it fits absolutely perfect into the Puritan journal. By the way, don't you love the deep red-brown color that Brock used here? For me, that is just absolutely amazing. And I could actually attach both of these books, so I could have my scripture right here next to my blank journal right here. I could do that, or because these already have blank paper in them, I could take my notes here and have my scriptures here. And then what I would do is I would simply switch out the books of the New Testament as I'm reading through them or taking notes and prayers, etc. So that's one option. I can go journal only, I can go journal plus scripture. But because of the size of this particular book, I could also use it as a carry-along for another book that I'm reading. For instance, if I was Anglican, which I'm not, I'm Presbyterian, but I might include my Book of Common Prayer, which I could easily put right into the center. Again, I would attach it simply by drawing this through the center, probably right where a sewn signature lies, so it would hold in nicely. And then I could take it to church, I could use it to worship in my communion or for my personal devotions at home. So I could do that, I could put a different book, or if I had a small hand-sized Bible, and of course not every Bible is going to fit, but here's my Pit Minion, which once again happens to fit exactly right in the Puritan-sized tri-folded journal right there. Okay? So that's a pretty cool option, and I could see myself using something like this for a number of years, especially with its versatility in terms of how I'm going to load it up, either with books, Bibles, notebooks, or whatever. Now again, this is going to hold quite a few different small books. If you're reading a nice small paperback, it would fit in there, no problem. However, if you're using a larger Bible, such as like a 9/6 Bible, that's going to be pressing the dimensions of how much it's going to be able to hold, because after all, I do have to get both flaps down, and I have to get my affixing band to go around the outside cover. Okay. Now, as for the leather itself, let's talk a little bit about this leather here. This is a pretty durable leather. Okay, so if you're used to some super premium Bibles where the leather is really floppy, I will say that right off the bat, this leather is more of the durable kind, more of the a firmer construct than the soft floppy stuff. But I think that Brock has actually chosen well here, because if it was too floppy, it wouldn't provide the consistency, the stability, and the support for my Bible or my journal. I don't want it flopping around so much that it's weak or loose. Okay, but lest you think that this leather here is too stiff, I will say this in its defense, that I have not even given this as much as a week's worth of use at this point. So I imagine that this leather is going to be even more and more supple as I use it over time. Okay, so this would be a really cool birthday gift, Christmas gift. It happens to be Christmas time right now as I'm filming this, but of course that season is only temporary. But this would be an amazing gift if you're looking for a last-minute Christmas gift. If you don't want to go the way of the highly merchandised Amazons and the Kohl's and the Staple stores, if you want to get something totally unique that's completely handmade, then For the King Journals would probably be a pretty good choice for you. All right, just talking to Brock, I loved his heart for the Lord. I loved his heart for his local church. I love the fact that he's doing this in support of his own ministry. He's a full-time pastor, but doing this just for a little extra help. And I think that would be an incredible way to support him if you would grab one of these journals. There are multiple variations of this journal. There's different sizes, different kinds. Different number of pockets. You can add an additional pocket for $10 if you wanted to. I think that's a cool option for the Puritan. That way you could put like a pen holder on the back or something of that nature. So go ahead and hop over to his Facebook page. I'm going to provide a link for the Facebook page in the description of this video, so you can go and check out some of his other stuff. All right? But man, that would be so cool to have one of these handheld journals. And I can just imagine, can't you? John Wesley or a Charles Spurgeon or a Jonathan Edwards riding on horseback, pulling out one of these with their notes and journal writings. It's just so generationally unique, I think, to have something handmade like this. He told me it takes him about 3 hours to do each one, so that's a lot of hand work here. And you can see if you zoom in on some of the finer quality stuff, the sewing work that Brock does is really, really quite nice. Okay, so this could be an heirloom quality piece. It could be a wonderful gift for you to get for somebody at Christmas, or it could just be your usable, versatile, utilitarian carry-all to throw in your satchel as you head off to your meetings or your worship services. All right, so links in the description. Go get you some For the King Journals by Brock. Thanks again, Brock, for giving this review copy. Love you lots. Talk to you later.